Previously on Survivor. 18 college students began their journey to become Michigan's first sole survivor.
Welcome to Survivor Michigan Victor's Valiant.
With high stakes at play, two duos opted to keep their previous relationships a secret.
I'm not trying to be associated with somebody already.
They're gonna find out, and the cover's gonna be blown at some point, and it's not gonna look good.
On the Maison tribe, Matthew started plotting out the gate, solidifying a plan with Cameron to make sure a girls' alliance didn't take power.
Like me and you, and I say we start with two girls. I don't think the girls will work together, but something we have to be very wary of.
On the Neela tribe, a challenge lost in the first week sent Jonathan in a strategy frenzy, attempting to create a majority before anyone else could.
Jonathan likes to call us the dream team.
I want to know what everyone's doing in order to win.
While the Alexes avoided suspicions of their past friendship, their attempts to divide and conquer ended in a familiar place.
We really wanted to kind of keep our distance so we can cover more ground, and just naturally it's worked out that we are so intertwined already in this game.
And it was the trio of Akshay, Cooper, and Levana that controlled the vote.
I'm almost scared that it's gonna turn on us. No,
Those three don't trust the other three so much.
In the end, the trio chose to side against Jonathan's fast-made alliance and vote out Sarah, much to her surprise.
Sarah.
Wow, that's so upsetting.
17 are left, who will be voted out tonight.
Who else? Kara.
Who else is Kara?
Just you two. You two and Sarah.
There's a lot of commotion after that happened, obviously, with any blindside. I mean, it was definitely a scary experience. I knew it was going to happen going into it, but, being prepared doesn't help that much. Just seeing your name read out of the bucket is the worst feeling in the world, because it can just flip on you in a second. And having 3 when you only need 5, only 2 people had to sway to, have me leaving the game, so that would have sucked. So I definitely don't want to be in that position again. Jonathan and Angela were pissed. You could just, it wasn't even discreet. They were just all over the place, just angry.
Oh, I don't trust anyone right now. I do trust Angela, but then I could see, I thought about leaving her and trying to do my own thing, but right now I just didn't think that was the best thing. So if she's having the same feelings, which I think she is, I do trust Angela, but the rest, I don't trust any of them. Not a bit.
Akshay and I had actually talked earlier in person the day before, and we decided that this was the group we wanted to go with, and that Sarah would be the first person that we wanted to vote out. Jonathan was the sneakier person, and so he would not be trusted by really anyone, so we could leave him in, and we knew that Alex, and Kara wouldn't work with him, even if he'd just gotten blindsided and was scrambling and wanted to work with them.
And Levana came up with some really dumb excuse, in front of all of us. She was just
She exposed.
oh yeah, Jonathan, when Sarah outed Jonathan and Alex for meeting in Panera, that's when I changed my vote. And I was like, really, Levana? That's the best you got? Okay, that works. You do you.
What? No. She exposed before the voting. I'll tell you more.
I'm confused, but thank you for not voting me.
It was actually hilarious. Levana, the first thing she said, she was like, you guys exposed us. As if Sarah saying something at Tribal, made her change her mind during Tribal and telepathically tell us all to vote for Sarah.
I like us 4, yeah.
Okay. Which 4?
Us 4.
Oh, okay.
Jonathan and Angela were pretty upset right after, and they came up to me and Levana, even in the big group, and were like, we need to talk to you two, right now. They were clearly pissed. Obviously, we told them we were voting Kara, and we told them that we'd gotten everybody else to vote Kara, so...
Yeah. We'll put it that way.
Okay. I was trying to explain this.
Yeah.
But you remember when we were saying...
I'm not super mad at you either.
No.
I don't feel like we're out. Like,
Right.
You're not.
anything
You're
can
not. You're
happen.
not.
Yeah.
We got you guys.
We did talk to Levon and Cooper first, like, hey, you're the two that just like flipped and completely played us. So we just want to know like what's going on. Did you have like a thing against Sarah?
When we were over there, she was like, I saw Jonathan and Alex at Panera. And she was trying to like call you out. Like, I don't know, I feel like that was a
I don't think she meant to say it in
When
like,
I was like
a
doing my
sketchy
voting.
way. But like when did
Right
you guys
there, right
know
there.
you were
Yeah.
voting for Sarah? Like when was that?
That like prompted it because I was like debating between like people and I was like,
You guys didn't talk about it at all. Like I feel like you had to
I
talk.
feel like
I mean, I like knew a couple days ago.
well, yeah.
Personally.
But
That
also,
they were
it was on the
together.
fence.
Yeah.
Lavana is Frosted Flakes. She is super flaky. It doesn't even make sense. Like, I don't even know if she knows what's going on. But again, she's in the majority, so she's doing better than I am.
Like personally, I just felt like I couldn't tell you guys Sarah because like
might get
you two would have tried to like not make it Sarah, and at that point I could have like
Right.
come back.
I just
I wouldn't have done
I was
that,
scared
though, if,
because
like-
that
yeah.
could have been me. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
that's what I was scared about. COOPER is lying the most in this game. He just has a good connection with everyone. He could lie to Levana and Akshay. I don't think they would know. He could lie to us too. We can't do anything. And he could lie to Alex, and Karen. They also probably wouldn't know. So I do think that he's really good.
Jonathan did most of the talking and pretty much just said like he was thankful that it wasn't him and that he would still be down to work with us in the future. Jonathan especially moved on quickly from the blind side, which was interesting to me. He was upset like right when it happened, but he was back in game mode almost immediately.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, we'll keep you updated now that we know.
I
It
don't
was
want
mainly
them
like
to
Sarah.
be, how many are over there? It's a 4 to
Yeah.
8 now. I don't want them to be a 5. Like, if you go over,
Yeah.
like, I
Who
just
was
feel
it?
like that's
Who was it?
bad.
Sarah?
It's Alex, Akshay.
I could like hide behind that car.
That went like right here. At first, we were just like, that went perfect. And then Kara was like, I was a little nervous. And I was like, Kara, I told you you had nothing to be nervous about. We were all on your side. And she was like, yeah, now I see that for sure. So at first, I was just like, okay, cool. Kara didn't trust me at all. Fantastic. And then the second thing was, why did Lavana just come up with that really stupid excuse?
That is
The excuse she
four.
I
actually
hope
just
they-
gave was that she apparently exposed your whole alliance by saying John.
That's
That's
just a
her.
random
That's her excuse to like get out of John. I don't trust Lavana for saying that at all.
It was such a
What do you
bad
mean?
lie.
So she saw like me and Jonathan, one of her alliance mates in Panera, a meeting that she knew about, and suddenly that was outing her alliance. So they all figured out this momentarily
They all,
decided to
at
vote
the
her
same
out
time, a light bulb went
Yeah.
off. Holy shit, we all have to do something right now. It's also pretty bad for her to say that in front of us, like for us to hear.
How does this feel? How does this feel?
Yeah, no, I don't know why Lavana.
What happened after was that Jonathan ended up driving us two and Angela back, so we got to talk to those two people immediately. They were basically saying that they respected us for remaining loyal to our alliance in the same way that's all they did was just remain loyal to their alliance, and the real villains here are the people who flipped, and that we should all work together to vote
Right.
out those people, which is just
Immediately
ironic.
just playing so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they supposed to do? What's ironic is that like we would then have to flip in order. It's like let's keep the most loyal possible people around, but in doing so,
Right.
we would be becoming disloyal.
First impression was just that everyone was normal, and I really thought people would be like very nerdy, like nerdier than me, and everyone was just so normal and cool and nice. And the only person who I was like iffy on was Lavana, just because she was super into it. She was the only person I like right off the bat was like, if she's on my tribe, I'm voting her off. But besides that, like everyone else was nice.
Wait, no lettuce?
No.
No lettuce?
No.
Wait, are you the picky one?
Yeah.
I am. What did you do?
Leah's second cousin is my best friend, like my best friend for forever. They even have the same last name. So right off the bat, I'm like, okay, I sort of have to align with her, even if I don't end up liking her.
The two guys, Matthew and Cam are gonna be close, I think. Because they were talking.
I've always like have said though, like I mean you don't want to like do it based on gender, but people obviously like I've always just wanted like a close guy ally. I don't know why.
We just knew like we would be good allies. So we talked for a few minutes, we tried recording ourselves, we were really awkward. And then I got a message from Matthew, which was really exciting because I really had no idea if anyone would message me. I didn't even know if people were messaging each other. I thought maybe like it was the first day of school.
You're a pretty big fan, right? Like, yeah.
I know. I'm like, do I hide it? It's more just like I love Survivor.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I can name off every single winner in a row.
Yeah. I mean, I could, but...
That's good. But the thing is, like, I love that. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
intimidated by that. And then we talked for like the next hour. Like, we just hung out. And he was super great. We have a lot in common. He's a picky eater. I'm a picky eater. He's from the same area. Our siblings are the same age. And he was really nice. I just think we vibed really well. I'm more than a super fan. It's like, honestly, my entire life is Survivor. And I feel like by doing this, I just finally found my people. My nan and I, like, we did together watch it in person until about high school, and then once she got a phone and figured out how to text, like, we would talk after every single day. She doesn't use like periods, so it's like a very long drawn out message. I mean, my computer password, even like to get onto my phone, to get onto GroupMe to do this game, like all of it, my passwords for everything is Survivor related. I mean, I just got a dog, like, we're supposed to name him Ozzy after Ozzy. It didn't work out, but...
Yeah, that's fine. I feel like as long as we have like a few people they like enough to like, if we were to lose, then like we already know like who we could get together with, and if we've already met before.
We really liked Brittany from the get-go. She was the first person that I wanted to reach out with after I talked to Cam, so I get a really good vibe from her. She seemed like she knows the game really well, but in the meeting that I had with her, she was kind of like a little bit reserved and like, I don't want to be naive and think that you're trying to play me. So I feel like she's honest at heart and isn't going to try to play the cutthroat game, and she's going to be somebody that I can trust.
So like I just turned around to see who was following me, and it was Cam. So we just like started walking. We were both like opposite directions. We just like started walking and then turned back around.
And then it was just Leia and I at the end, and she's like very into this game.
Is she? Okay.
That's what I said I wanted to talk about to you. I don't know if like to hold. What were you guys saying?
Well, we were just saying like if we go to tribal, have some people that we know that we could reach out to. So like we both mentioned you, and so like I'm glad that we're meeting and stuff like that. And then we mentioned like Leia.
I also was just a little intimidated by Jess.
I was saying the same thing.
Really?
It's like,
I was worried that she was gonna be like a bro and go with you and Cam.
no, she didn't go afterwards. We both mentioned like she's strong, and we'll see how much she like tries to play the game.
Survivor. She was really athletic, and I also didn't think she really was into Survivor, or this was just like another obligation for her. I think I was just intimidated by her, honestly. And then Shay, I'm pretty sure she's friends with Lavana on the other tribe, and they're both in acting. And so I'm just like, I can't trust her.
So the fact that we got a week off, it's okay. We get to know each other, but still, like, the other tribe is really getting close right now, you know, in a good way and a bad way. So, I mean, it's still a good thing that we don't have to go tribal. Because if you're me and you're not going home first, I'm not going to be the first person out. I knew I wasn't going to be the first person out. Even if we had lost the challenge, there was no chance. So, I mean, I'm fine with letting somebody from the other side take it.
I was going to try to meet with Mitch either, what's today, Tuesday? So either tomorrow or Thursday, and then just see if I get a good vibe from him. And then if I do, just like let you guys know. And then...
I mean, you could have Mitch, and so then it's the three guys and us, me
and then we could, we also said like, this is fine too.
In order to not get voted out, you just got to get a solid core 5, core 6, get that together, lock it down, don't cause any chaos. I'll cause the chaos later. We can't just go gang up all the guys because we're going to be outmatched. So we're going to have to make some alliances with the girls, which is fine because there are already some that we were vibing with. And then when it comes time for us to go to tribal, we're already on the same page. We can make our move. So I'm all set with that.
right after the first challenge, I got home and Mitch messaged me and asked if I wanted to be in an alliance of seniors with him and Jess. And I think neither of us knew that Brittany was also a senior, but anyway. So he asked if I wanted to be in an alliance of seniors, and I told him I had been thinking about that already, so I was planning on talking to him about it, and he seemed really cool anyway, so I kind of wanted to work with him.
I felt really close with Liz because she was also a senior and seemed cool, normal, like we got along really well.
So he didn't really talk to Jess. He kind of reached out to her, and they, I guess, like, she said she was interested in working with him, but then they didn't really follow up with it. The reason I guess, kind of talked to him again was because...
So, okay, I just don't want you to hurt your computer. Like, do you think it's not gonna fall?
Brittany and Leia both messaged me, and they, I think, at this point, are playing the game harder than anyone else. They really, like, wanted to meet up with people.
I talked to Brittany right before the conversation. I was like, don't make it seem like there's an established group and we're inviting Liz in, because she's smart and she'll recognize that that can be dangerous. And like, we're just getting started here. I don't want to turn her off.
What do you guys think of the team?
I originally was not thinking about aligning with Brittany or Leia. They were actually probably a couple of the people that I was like least thinking of aligning with. I really like, they seem great, especially that Brittany's really sweet, but she just seemed a little bit nervous and kind of worried about everything, and I was a little I kind of wanted to work with people who were a little more like relaxed. But they both were really nice, and we talked for actually a really long time. We talked about strategy for probably an hour, which I was not expecting.
I think there are more girls than guys on our tribe, right? It's 5 girls, 4 guys. So that's something we could consider.
Yeah.
Like a girls' alliance.
My only thing is, with that I don't want to vote off guys right away, like the
Because they're good at
bigger
challenges.
guys, because they're good at challenges.
Yeah, but
and then they become targets later.
like I feel pretty good about guys. Like I feel pretty like I think they're all like I don't know. I feel like we could get them to like vote our way.
So that clue did not help me at all.
Didn't help anybody.
Oh my gosh.
Me, Matt, and Cameron met up. Matt kind of organized it, I would say. He contacted me, and then we also brought in Cameron to try to keep a solid 3-guy alliance in our team.
I feel like it's not meant for us to find it like after the first clue. It's just meant to like send people on a wild goose chase and then like let everybody else like after you win and get another clue. Do you get any like good vibes for anybody like specifically afterwards? Like
at this point, like there's nobody I'm like, yes, like that's definitely just us two go. I mean, it's way too early to think that way.
Exactly.
I thought Liz seemed good. I mean, what I'm worried about is that if they do just like a simple thing where it's like girls versus guys.
Yeah.
We're kind of screwed.
I talked to Brittany was like one of the people that I liked initially afterwards. So I reached out to her and we talked a little bit yesterday. And like when I met with her, she's like, the only thing I didn't want you to say was that you'd align with the 4 guys and you were trying to bring me on. I'm like, no, that's definitely like not exactly what it is. She's like, okay, good. She's like, I didn't notice though. Yeah. Well, she didn't know. She's like, I was just like worried that you're gonna come in here and say, hey, the 4 guys already have an alliance and we want you to be one girl. I'm like, no, it's like the exact opposite of what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like that's not even close. So I brought up both of your guys' names as people that like I was going to meet with or had met with. She liked you guys pretty well, and then she also mentioned Leia as somebody that she talked to just for like a minute or two, like on the way home from the challenge. And she said like she got a vibe that Leia was like pretty intense, like she knew the game, like she was kind of intense, but she would also be somebody good to work with, like somebody that would kind of like do some of the work for us.
That meeting went phenomenally well. What we basically decided was that each one of us guys wanted to manage a relationship with one of the girls from the tribe to prevent an all-girl alliance from happening.
Like if I met with Brittany and I met with you, and like if you meet with Leia, then we'll have like just some connections that right after, like if we lose or whatever, we just have some people that we already know.
Yeah. What were you? Do you like Leia?
Well, you mentioned that you liked Liz. I was wondering if you had a chance to talk to her yet, or is that just like speculation?
It's just like speculation.
I kind of had the same thing with her. I was like, she seems super nice, like great team player.
What we did was I was in charge of managing the relationship with Liz, Matt was in charge of managing the relationship with Brittany, who he was talking to, and Cameron was in charge of managing the relationship with Leia.
And as we're meeting with Liz, Leia, Brittany, it's cool to say that like we 3 all like that specific person, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Do we want to tell them?
I wouldn't say that we got together. I'd say maybe just that we've been talking.
Well, we found out from this coffee meeting that basically Mitch reached out to me, Matt reached out to Brittany, and Cam reached out to Leia.
The 6 of us have all been talking in various like lines drawn, and the other 3 we haven't talked to at all. And we feel good about that. That's enough for this week moving forward. That way, like if we do have to face tribal, like we already have like some type of relationship built. My biggest fear is just that there's a lot of talking with the guys that I'm not there for. That's my biggest fear.
But then after that, Leia and Brittany, they made a group chat for the 3 of us. So now they seem to be pretty locked into the 3 of us working together. Out of that came the alliance of 6 because Mitch, Matt, Cam, Leia, Brittany, and I had all kind of talked to each other.
I think what we ended up finalizing was a 6-person alliance with the 3 of us guys and the 3 of those girls. I mean, one of the girls, actually Leia, started a group chat with all of us, so that was a pretty good sign that they were interested in working with us, unless it was all a ruse, which I don't think it was. I mean, that's a lot of work just to lie this early in the game, but it could have been. I don't know, we'll find out.
The whole idea behind this Maison 6 really started day 1, night 1, when Cam and I had our first meet. Would I call myself the mastermind because I was the one who came up with the idea? Yes I would. So it feels pretty good to have masterminded this kind of first initial 6-person alliance. Feels good that I was the one who got this thing in motion. Pretty much Cam and I, but mostly me.
I guess my only the thing that's stressing me out right now is I'm not 100% sure if Liz buys into the whole thing yet, but hopefully we just won't lose. And if we don't lose, it's not an issue.
Alright, Maison, getting your first look at the new Neela tribe. Sarah voted off at the last tribal council. Who's Sarah? Alright, before we get to today's community challenge, I need to take tribal immunity for that. Alright, immunity is back up for grabs. You guys ready to find out what you guys are going to be doing?
They just
Basically, the game is simple. Keep your cone on your ping pong paddle. You guys will be having 1 versus 1 battles. You cannot let it touch the ground. First person to have their cone touch the ground is eliminated. Other team scores a point. First team to score 7 points wins. But this is Michigan, Survivor Michigan. We all know the story, the tradition of Black Bag. If you touch the M, you also lose. Do not let the cone touch the ground. Do not touch the M. Everyone will be able to take 1 shot at this, and then you can go again. All got it?
If you're confident, if you dive and you miss, you're scared because you're gonna fall. So
you have to
if you have a clear shot, throw yourself and just go for it. 2 hands if you need to. One of us.
I'm
good. It would be tough.
Can I go pee real quick? All right, first round. First up for Maison is Mitchell. Neela is Jonathan. Survivor's ready. Go. Mitch, crouched down. Jonathan holding it behind his back, trying to make sure Mitch can't even get near it. Jonathan makes a move.
Is it flat?
Mitchell on the aggress. I don't think aggress is a word. Jonathan goes for it. Oh! Maison scores the point for the first round. All right, second round, Kara for Neela and Liz for Maison. All right, survivors ready? Go! Liz slowly approaches Kara. Kara goes for it. Oh, a second point for Maison. All right, next up for round 3, it is Matt versus Thal.
I was pretty pumped for it since I knew the strategy to it. all you gotta do is toss your thing as high as you can and swat theirs out of the way as quick as you can. So I felt pretty confident.
Maison leads 2-0. Survivors ready. Go. Oh, Mess stands still. Waits for Thal to come in. Shoot him away. Oh, Thal scores the first point for Neela. All right, round 4. It is Jess from Maison versus Levana from Neela.
I'm way more nervous than she's hearing.
Maison leads 2-1. Survivors ready. Go. Just shooting her away. Levana on the offensive. Oh, but she takes the loss. Maison leads 3-1.
I'm not very satisfied.
Cam from Maison versus Tarowski from Neela. Survivors ready. Go. Both very, oh! Cam throws it up in the air. Scores a 4th point for Maison. Neela far behind.
Nice shot, nice shot.
Brittany
Yeah, well, I'm not. Oh, yeah, man. No, I'm good. It's good. We're just not showing them.
Okay, that's fine. All right, round 6. It is Angela from Neela versus Brittany from Maison. All right, Maison leads 4-1. Survivors ready. Go. Angela goes on offensive, but they're both going towards the middle, avoiding the block M. Slow and steady, both. Ooh, Angela just dodges. Taking it slow. Angela walks away, takes a strut around the M, doesn't care. Angela backs in slowly. Brittany's got a longer reach. Oh, she caught it. Angela loses. Maison gets another point. Akshay versus Nikhil. Round 7. Maison leaves 5-1. Survivors ready. Go. Both have similar reaches. Going in for a handshake. Oh, Neela scores their 2nd point. Round 8, it's Leia from Maison versus Cooper from Neela.
I think it was the 7th person to go, and I saw it wasn't Cooper, and Cooper hadn't gone yet, so I knew he was going next. And I was like, oh my god, like I have to go next, I have to go against Cooper. I remember his face was totally straight. He was just looking at me like, game time. I was smiling.
Maison leads 5-2, survivors ready. Go! Cooper a little bit faster, but both are walking around the M, closing in on each other. Cooper stalking Leia. Oh, but Leia just stops. Cooper goes for it, but Maison gets their 6th point. Maison 1 point away from winning immunity.
I knew what he was gonna do. I knew, because Cooper wants you to think that he is this like reserved guy who's like gonna play it safe, but I knew he was gonna like lunge out, and he wasn't too thrilled, but I think he's ready for a rematch.
All right, next round, it is Shay from Maison versus Cooper again from Neela.
Don't let her boots scare you.
All right, Maison leads 6-2. This is match point. Survivors ready. Go. Cooper comes in. Shay not budging at all. Neela has to be pretty cautious here. Cooper just holds it up. He's got the height advantage. But Shay's got... Neela scores her 3rd point. Getting back in this. Next round, it's Thal from Neela versus Cam from Maison. Maison looking for their 7th and final point. Survivor's ready. Go! Cam goes in. He's a little jittery. Saul holds on. One false step and it's over. Cam wins immunity for Maison. One, two, three. Maison for the 2nd straight week have tribal immunity. Anila, again for the 2nd straight week, you have a day with me at Tribal Council. Maison, since you guys won the challenge, you will get another clue to the hidden immunity idol later tonight. Other than that, nothing else for you.
Pretty sure we needed to win. Angela and I are in the bottom 2 since we were not on the right side of the vote last time.
Like, I'm happy to be on the bottom with Jonathan just because I feel like he's a bigger target than I am. I feel okay, but I also hate saying that because, like, you should never feel okay on Survivor.
I'm pumped. I'm excited. 2-0, off to a great start. Beginning of the game, object of the game is just to win these challenges, keep your tribe intact. Right now, I like everybody on the tribe. There's nobody where it's like, hey, should we think about throwing a challenge? Absolutely not. I don't like Neela so far. I've had very limited interactions with them, but I can already tell I don't like anybody in that tribe. So I'm glad they have to lose another member. I want that tribe as fractured as possible so that if there's a swap, I can come in and just kind of pick up the pieces with my strong core, with my strong 6. Did you hear what Jonathan said or whatever, one of the guys in their tribe?
No, what did he say?
He like looked over to us or whatever. He's like, oh, they got 5 girls. And he's like, Girls Alliance. And like, he said it like quietly. Like, I'm not sure how many people heard him. I heard him and then like kind of stared him down for a second. And that kind of made my heart sink because that's what keeps me up at night. It's the idea that the 5 girls are on our tribe are going to band together and leave me on the outs. I kind of gave him a stare down real quick just to let him know that, hey, do not say that again. If I'm ever on a tribe with Jonathan, if we ever swap onto a tribe, he is gone the first chance I get, like immediately. I'm writing his name down no matter what. Definitely something I gotta keep in the back of my mind.
So how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, it's been going good.
It's fun.
Yeah,
the show now.
I had been talking to Mitch before, but I guess I wasn't sure how close he felt to me.
I mean, have you heard anything from Shay, Jess, or Nikhil? Because I haven't at all.
I haven't either.
We both like kind of bonded over our fear of Nikhil, because Nikhil is the only like strategic one outside of the group of 6, and if it did come down to like 3 of the 6 breaking off, then Nikhil would definitely like be a good tool to do that with. So me and Mitch, because neither of us had talked to Nikhil, were both very like wary of that situation.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him at all, and I would have assumed just him being a guy, he would have reached out to at least one of us.
So we're gonna keep an eye on the Nikhil situation, keep our relationship on the DL. He made it pretty clear within that meeting that like I was his closest ally. Like whether or not that's true, that's like the angle that he's going for.
Well, and there's the element of we're also still students, and like we have to balance like actually being real people and then doing this kind of thing and coming on camera.
I'm a senior in the Royal School of Business, which I think is great prep for being on Survivor and vice versa, because both require you to be trustworthy, for you to be able to form relationships quickly, get people on your side.
But like, I don't think there's really no reason for anybody to lie at this point. In my opinion.
That's kind of what I had in my
Like,
head.
we're still a group. We still want like to do well with each other, and then if it gets to the point, like nobody should try to be blindsiding, in my opinion. Like I'm certainly not.
We
trying
also
to
haven't even
blindside.
lost it.
Exactly.
Like Mitch is really strategic, and I've told him a lot of things, and he's told me a lot of things.
I was surprised about
Yes.
Shay too, because
Yeah.
she seemed like she really wanted to like talk strategy when we met and had dinner.
Mhm.
So I expected like a text in the group or like.
I got nothing from her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just have to keep an eye on him moving forward because he is really smart.
10:08 Eastern Daylight Time, Tuesday, September 12th, 2017. A text gets sent from George to the Maison tribe. Now that group message contains a clue to the second idol. The message reads something along the lines of, "You don't have to take the bus, but past one stop you can peek. The hill is too far, it's the box office you seek." I consider myself an amateur detective, amateur homicide detective. I love Dateline, it's one of my favorite shows. This is my audition to be an FBI detective, so I'm breaking it down for you guys, giving you all the facts, giving you everything that I know, because this is how I need to break it down, because I'm an analytical thinker, so I need to put things in terms of numbers and break it down and kind of, this is the breakdown. So it's called Case File Operation Idolmania. I start thinking to myself, the box office, the box office, the box office. It's the box office you seek. That's what's on my mind. I go on Google Maps and I just type in box office. First thing that pops up is Hill Auditorium. Past one stop you can peek. I know there's a bus stop right near there. I get off on a stop close there. So I'm thinking, it's at Hill Auditorium. The first clue said, look in green. I look on the map, it looks like there's some bushes around there. I'm thinking to myself, that's where it is. That's where it is. That's where it is. I gotta go get it. So I know it's late at night, it's after the immunity challenge, but I'm just thinking, somebody else might put this together. Somebody else might figure out that it could be a Hill Auditorium. I had scheduled at 10:30 on that same night, on Tuesday night, to have a call with Brittany just to kind of break down the second immunity challenge and figure out what her game plan was for the week going forward. So I invited her to come along just to kind of build some trust, because I trust Brittany a lot right now. So I let her know right as I was leaving that I thought it was a Hill Auditorium and that's where I was going to go, and then I was going to go look, and then she can come if she wants to.
So I'm right here. This is the Hill Auditorium. This is the box office. So, right around here should be a good starting point to look.
I looked for about 15 minutes by myself, got nothing. 10:45, Brittany shows up, which is what I expected because I invited her.
And I was originally not going to go on my own because I don't like walking around Ann Arbor at night, but he asked me to go and he's my closest ally right now. So I decided to go, but I had to bring the dog along. So we looked for a really long time near a box office near the MLB and we didn't find anything.
Brittany and I are out here looking. I just found what's gonna be a really good fake idol. I know it's just a freaking stick, but I can carve a face into it. Brittany's here with her dog.
It's a stick.
Yep, just pull an Aussie, carve a face into it. So I'd like to find the real thing, but we're just gonna keep looking and hopefully we get it.
Well, I'll read it for you. It says, don't take the bus, but past one stop you can peek. The hill is too far. It's the box office you seek.
So we kind of figured that was like around this area because there's a box office inside of the league.
I went at midnight that night when we got the clue to look and see if I could find the idol outside but near a box office. So I go out and I run into Nikhil, who I haven't really been working with, so I was a little anxious to see him there.
I'm surprised we haven't seen anyone else though.
Yeah, me too. Me too. We're near the box office.
Yeah.
But the worst part was two people in my alliance, Brittany and Matt, show up and think that me and Nikhil had schemed together to show up together and look for it together, which made us seem like an alliance, when we really weren't. We just ran into each other and that happened to be.
So then it was just like this foursome of us, and we were just, everyone was kind of awkward and timid because no one really wanted to like be like, yeah, like let's alliance and let's like align and find the immunity idol together and just be like in it together for the whole game.
And I didn't know that Nikhil is involved with anyone. I don't know if Nikhil and Mitch are together, so I'm not sure about that.
You know, Nikhil's somebody I want to reach out to eventually, but I also don't want him attached to anybody else. I don't want him attached to Mitch or anybody within the 6.
I really know nothing about Mitch, and Mitch is in the 6. So we'll see. Is he talking to Nikhil? Is there an all-guy alliance going on? I also felt really uncomfortable being there with Mitch.
Yep. We got everyone.
We got a dog too. It's gonna almost fun.
We got a dog.
Idol sniffing dog. That we trained. We also got
a
our handy fake idol.
You can make it a fake idol.
That's what I was doing. Carve a face into it.
It's like all of us felt like we've been caught with our hand in the cookie jar. You know, it's not something you want everybody knowing that you're doing.
Hopefully it was okay that I saw them, and hopefully they don't know that Matt and I are together. We'll see.
We're at the box office, and it's not here. So George is officially a liar. Even Bentley can't find it, so.
Damn it, somebody found it last week, without a clue.
That would be nuts. That would actually be I'd respect the hell out of it.
I honestly don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible for
No, I
someone
don't think
to.
anybody's found it.
Maybe somebody else beat us there. Maybe one of them found it secretly and put it in their pocket. That's very possible.
And look at their pockets, look at their socks, look at their sweatshirts. See, do I see a bulge? Do I see anything that looks like an idol? I didn't see anything. Could I have been wrong? Probably not, because I'm usually right. Brittany gets in her car and drives home. Nikhil goes back to his apartment. Mitch asks me for a ride home. So I give Mitch a ride home. I ask him on the ride home, because I'm very curious, did you and Nikhil go together?
Nikhil doesn't seem to have been really aligned with anybody at the moment.
He did say something like, I'm glad I'm at least hanging out with people on the left.
But Mitch does tell me that he didn't invite Nikhil. Nikhil just kind of showed up.
Can't say we didn't try. Mom, you're watching this, I tried my best.
Yeah, and it's only, what time is it right now? Oh, it's early. It's actually not that late. We won't say how late.
Only midnight.
It's like one place that we looked, like by the power center, we pretty much scoured that part. So we're just gonna go back to the drawing board and see if there are any other places. Because I feel like we tore that place apart, but maybe we missed something.
Because this is what I'm trying to figure out, those few missing minutes between 10:08 when the idle clue was sent out, and between roughly 10:40 when Mitch and Nikhil got there. A 22-minute gap that somebody could have possibly had the time to get to Powers, find the idol, and get out of there before Mitch or Nikhil saw them.
The clue led me here, but it says that it's hidden in green. And if you can see, there's a ton of ivy on this place. It's like everywhere, there's a ton of ivy. I found this like mop handle, so I'm just kind of going up and down. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna get out of here, just in case someone else decides to show up.
You guys want to step away from that?
I didn't like that cone anyways.
God damn it, Akshay!
I didn't like that cone anyways. It was annoying.
What went wrong is that we're just so overmatched by those guys. They're
good.
They're way better at challenges than us.
You think
like,
so?
Cam is a fucking beast.
Or maybe we just don't have the hand-eye coordination and whatever else. Like maybe we just suck on all levels. Which is fine. I mean, basically the strategy is assume we're going to keep losing and like keep structuring the people within our tribes in a way that we are never on the outs.
Okay, just like pretty over. Like we don't have anywhere to go. We're just like homeless. Like if you want to do something,
Can you clarify
like,
we just for the camera?
Me and Angela.
Okay, thank
I don't think it's that hard to figure it out.
After we lost the challenge, Jonathan immediately decides to have a full tribe like talk and basically say like, we're on the outs, we realize that, we want to make a move, come work with us. And I guess that's a decent move, except for the fact that we're all standing there. Like, we're not going to be like, oh yeah, great, let's all like turn on each other, we're all right here. I guess there's basically like an open invitation, like if you want to make a move, come talk to us, which is fair. Unfortunately, they are in a bad position, and the fact that there's two of them doesn't make it any better. That being said, I do appreciate that they're trying. Like, they're not just rolling over, and like they're clearly game players. They're here to play, and they want to play, which I appreciate on just like a fan-to-fan, like player-to-player level. Like, they're not just rolling over and dying, even though they are in a really tough position.
No, I don't know how happy a 6 would be when it comes to that. I think that's an odd number. It's a hard number.
It's a very even number.
It's a hard number.
Okay.
That's my 2 cents.
Thank you.
On a lighter note, I have a phone! So, text me!
Here I go.
Thank you.
The two of us and Cooper started walking back together. And we basically kind of even further solidified our alliance. And Cooper saying that he wants to, like within the 6, he wants to work with us two and Kara and how I kind of subtly brought up, like maybe we can get out Lavana when he gets down to the 6, and he seemed to be up with that. But
he did say that? I kind of forget that.
He did.
Okay, good.
Personally, I do trust Lavana mostly, but I am most concerned with her should a swap happen. She's good. She's so social. She's fun. Like she'll be so good at getting those other people on her side. I am a little concerned that Cooper and Lavana are closer than everybody thinks.
Cooper is closer with everyone than everyone.
Yeah, we've been talking about this. Cooper is really good at this game. He has solidified a relationship with everybody, and I think he's in a really good spot. But yet, I do believe him when he says that like he wants to work with us over a few other people.
I don't necessarily.
Or at least me. He
has seen particularly with you.
Yeah, he texts me after every time he talks to someone. Like I've been nothing but trustworthy to him. So I think that
if he's thinking about the game in the same way that I would expect him to, he wouldn't have any like random loyalties. I think he will work with whoever he feels will benefit his game the most. And
I think he feels like we benefit his game the most.
I don't think we need to worry about the idol because that clue is literally so fucking cryptic.
Yeah.
No one can get it.
I legit don't. There's no way.
And me and Lavana, our dining halls are closed, so we had to go get food. And then we wanted to talk to Cooper because he's, without question, our closest ally. Like, it's us three. We're the trio. So the first thing you guys need to tell me is when you four went right after Tribal, what happened in that conversation?
I mean, they essentially they like said right away like they still wanted to work with us.
Okay.
Blah blah blah.
Oh, and they were like, maybe we could go Akshay.
Yeah, they said we're. They
Say my
said
name. Damn.
Akshay.
Thank you. Lavana gets a call from Jonathan, and I get a call from Angela at the exact same time, and we're literally having the exact same conversation with two different people. It's hilarious. And then like, are you still at this restaurant? Can we come? And I was like, sure, totally. I guess. I don't really have a choice to say no at this point.
When we talk, we'll just like pop.
Hello.
Okay. And then within like a minute, Jonathan and Angela show up, and I'm just like, yeah, we just happened to get lucky that Cooper was so close. And they're like, oh, cool, that's perfect.
He might have been there and they didn't want us to know they were talking, the three of them. I don't know. But we talked to them for a while.
We just want to kind of feel things out. Like, we want to know like what things are like on the other side.
Big thing, like I said, we're two people.
Like, you know, if you give us a name, like, you have 2 votes. So if you want to make a move, this is the time. You have 2 votes that you're not going to have next time.
There's 6 people.
No,
and
trust
someone
me.
has to be in the bottom.
You know that the brown dude has thought through every situation possible.
Yeah.
You know that.
Jonathan and I made our pitch. It was a good pitch, having a 5 instead of a 6, like trying to bring us into the group.
I formed the 5, the dream team that wasn't a dream team, really quickly. So we've been told multiple stories of how these 6 got together. They told us that the other 3, Alex, and Kara, kind of duped each of them individually, saying they already had a 5. And we really didn't buy that for a second. We thought that was too much. I know Cooper's really good. He spent 40 minutes talking with us about who to vote out between Alex, Kara, and Akshay, when he knew full well that he wasn't voting out any of those people, and he completely fooled us. I can see him starting it and not telling us, and just trying to think we're stupid, and telling us that, oh, he was the victim of their mastery, the Alex, and Kara. I do blame Cooper, but I feel like it was a good move on his part.
Yeah, I
and he probably brought over Lavana because she didn't want to be part of the 4 on the out.
I think Lavana will go along with anything.
She's a forward.
We are trying to figure out, like, the other team. Is there a division? Who's on top? Who's on bottom?
There's gonna be someone on the bottom. There's 6. Like,
In the nicest way to the Alex, the way they're playing is the way I would never play. You know what I'm saying?
They haven't been doing that.
They haven't done much. They just got the numbers together really fast, and they got lucky they were on the right side, basically.
we thought there was a 3-3 split because Alex, and Kara are very close, and that kind of makes the other 3 feel a little uncomfortable that there's already a solid 3. So we kind of thought that they formed their own 3, so it's like a little divide right there, 3-3.
They specifically wanted to work with us 3, I think, because they don't really like Kara, especially.
The girl gets an iPhone. No, wait, she doesn't even get an iPhone. She gets a new phone, but doesn't get an iPhone. So she makes our group messages literally green, and it's the most annoying thing ever. And she doesn't even like speak in them. She just like stays quiet, and she does not say anything. This girl, all we know about her is that she's a coxswain or whatever that is.
I was nice to you in my first confessional. I was trying not to vote for you the first time. I said you were a good person. I wrote a brownie face on your thing. Now I think you're literally just like a bad person. You're a person I would not want to go to a party to. I do not like your personality. We just don't click. Vote me out. You should, because I'm gonna gun for you.
Like right now, our only way is whatever you tell us to do, and then you decide at Tribal, like, do we go with us 5 or do we stay with 6? That's kind of how it sounds right now.
Yeah.
There's nothing more to.
It's like totally in your hands. Like, we're on your side if you want.
You know 100% where our vote is going.
Yeah.
You don't know. They tell you on your 6. You don't know where, like, each one. You're not 100% sure. You know where our vote is going.
They have 2
They think we're
votes
in
right now. They have 2
You have 2 votes. Tell
We
us a
will
name.
literally do
Tell us George. I will write George's name on that parchment. Like, I don't care what name you tell us. Like, give us a shot.
We have so naturally and unpurposefully been just attracted to each other in the game. Like, we just keep on drifting toward each other with our strategy, with our alliances. Like, it's so not purposeful, but we can't help it.
We have the exact same name and the same last initial.
And the same personality.
Yep, we have the same intonations in our voices. We live in the same part of town. Little did I know we lived in the same house. Ideally, we were going to be separated so that we wouldn't have the same things to talk about. We could actually hear different perspectives on the game. But we've ended up having a really similar perspective, and to the point where other people are starting to group us together, which is not what we want to happen at all.
We met up with Alex and Alex because Kara was too busy to grace us with her presence. It probably worked well, we thought, because she wasn't there, so I didn't have to like look at her and be like, oh, she's there, and kind of like not want to work with her because it was just the two Alexes.
They kind of said like, okay, you're dismissed, like we'll talk about it in Dunkster 3. And they wanted a ride for me. They're like, could you wait like a little bit further and wait 5 minutes and we'll hang out and then I'll give Limana and Akshay a ride? Like, no, I was like, no, like get away, screw you. Like, I'm not gonna wait for you to like decide our place.
We made the same sort of pitch, and like you can see them starting to like think about it more, and it basically ended up the same conversation as with the other three. They said they were going to talk about it, think about it.
They threw out Cooper's name in particular, which we responded to because we were just talking about how Cooper is, we see him as a big threat, and we basically said the same thing as the other people said to them, which is, we'll entertain the idea.
Right. And then we went to Cooper immediately and told him that they were really shitting on him, like really throwing him under the bus.
Yeah.
Cooper has a lot of connections to make moves, and we just want him to be focused on them too, instead of anyone else.
We just kind of decided to get together and talk about what everyone was saying to everyone, and like what was going on with Jonathan and Angela, and what our plan was to go forward.
Yeah, I'm good with us 6 though.
Right.
Not the fucking green.
Yeah. Jonathan is much less trustworthy, and he's so flaky, he's trying to play everybody, he lies to everybody constantly. I think Angela is a little more level-headed. That's what you want to have around. You want to eliminate the wild cards so that you're able to predict what everyone's going to do.
Yeah.
And I think Angela's more predictable than Jonathan.
He clearly very much wants to be in this game, to his detriment, I feel like, because he is desperate.
Are any of you like close to Angela on any level, or talk to her?
I have talked to her.
She sent screenshots of your text.
Are you serious?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I said, don't text.
That was a little bit like, whoa.
That said, a large part of me thinks that Jonathan is better to keep around. I've heard just from everyone that they think he's untrustworthy, that they think he's a snake, that they think he's just unpredictable. Like, that kind of big threat is such a good buffer.
You know, I'm just like living my best life right now. I'm like chilling and like I'm winning, hopefully. Alexander, and Kara are part of the 6, the majority 6 we created the first week. For me, Cooper and Akshay, they are some type of threats to us because they're physically strong, and they could be socially strong if they tried, but they're really not trying, they're just kind of there. And I think that they're too comfortable with their position, and they think that they're not going to get evicted like any upcoming week or anything like that. But besides the point, it's like I'm the puppet master, and I just go ding, ding, and they just like follow, and it's great.
I think the plan right now is to put 3 votes on Jonathan and 3 votes on Angela. The 2 of them only have 2 votes, so it's going to be a tie between the 2 of them. We're doing that in the small chance that one of them actually has found the hidden immunity idol.
We ended up going and meeting up with each of the 3. We told each one that we wanted to work with them and not the other, when we really didn't know. We'll go either way. I don't know. Sometimes I lie, I don't even know I'm doing it.
Really hard, especially in the beginning, feeling on the bottom, just because you feel kind of hopeless, and I could see their perspective, it would be easy just to pick us off. But I feel okay just because I don't think I'm that big of a threat. This game is so stressful, and I cannot imagine being on an actual island with only Survivor to think about 24/7. I think I would go insane.
I can't get open.
Last week there's a lot of high tension, and clearly there were some people on the outs.
Oh, girl.
Akshay, what do you think the vibe of the tribe is right now?
I think we still all like each other, which is a good start, except maybe Sarah. I don't know about her. But it was really rough to lose again because I know all 8 of us did really like each other. And it sucks that we're here again, and I never want to be here again.
Jonathan, clearly you probably have a different sentiment.
I wasn't even listening. Sorry.
Yeah, clearly you were on the outs of the votes last week. How do you feel about that at this moment?
I was a little hopeful before that the 6 might have a crack, and we tried our damnedest to try to do something, but these 6 people are pretty stubborn and are confusing and tell me different things and tell Angela different things. So I'm pretty confused coming in today, and I'm just hoping it's not me.
Kara, he talks about a 6. What's the 6?
I think he's talking about the 6 that did not vote for me.
That's a good way to put it.
That were supposed to be voting for me in the last tribal council.
Angela, clearly that makes you and Jonathan the other 2 votes that voted for Kara. Yes. What was your approach to this week?
Our approach to this week was to do everything we can to try to slide in. We were hoping that there was a sort of 3-3 division between the 6, but coming into the tribal, I feel like they're pretty solid.
3-3 being Alex, Kara, the top 3, and I'm just putting it out there.
Fall, he's calling out you,
Correct.
Alexander, Tarowski, and Kara as the top 3 trio.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
It's a little surprising. I don't really see any sort of hierarchy within this.
Pageant answer.
That being said, I'm kind of surprised to hear that because he said sort of the opposite to me when he was talking to just me and Tarowski.
I talked to both. We both talked to the 3. Like, that's not a secret. Both 3s know.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that you didn't paint us in that light. You sort of painted the others in that light when you were talking to us. So it just seems like you're grasping at straws, which is what you should be doing, I think. But just answering the question.
Tarowski, you have your hand raised. It's not a classroom,
I'm a
but
little confused why you separated the 2 3s like that. First of all, because I didn't speak to either one of them the first week, so I don't know how they can know who my alliance is. And also, I just think it's untrue. I think that the 6 is a cohesive, solid 6.
Ooh, good word.
And also from their perspective, if I was in their position, I would not have split the tribe into 3 and 3 because I think it just created less opportunities for them.
According to them, if there's really 2 3s, then one of them is going to be left, and the one that's left should be the swing vote, supposedly. So if what they're saying is true, then that should be how next week goes, but I don't really see it doing that.
well, Lavana, how do you see it? How do you see next week?
Well, I see next week as us winning the challenge.
Ooh, great answer.
I
We're coming,
cannot
Maison.
have us lose again because I refuse to sit here again. We're winning the next immunity, period.
Kara, have there been talk of any idols?
Not that I've heard of, but haven't statistically been the most well-informed person on this tribe, so not sure I would know.
But she has a phone, so it's okay.
Yeah, not an iPhone. She makes her messages green and not blue.
Jonathan, if you and Angela are on the bottom as it seems, what is your biggest pitch that you can give now to sway any votes?
My biggest pitch is I feel like Angela's more quiet. I like Angela. I want us both to stay, but if we're not both going to stay, I do think I'm more of an enemy to the other side, that I can be abrasive at games, on challenges, I don't know. I feel like Angela can sneak through more. That's all I can say.
Angela, do you have a retort?
I think that Jonathan's answer works against him as well. I don't know why you would keep an abrasive person versus someone that you can trust.
We are at a pretty critical point in the game because if we don't get our shit together, then we are going to keep on dropping like flies, and then should a swap or a merge happen, we're going to get picked off one by one. So we need to do what we need to do in order to be a strong and cohesive group. So that's the way we're voting.
I agree. I think by the end of tonight, the 7 tightest, most cohesive group and probably strongest group will be coming out of tonight.
All right, well, with that, it's time to get to the vote. Kara, you're up first.
got it. Right, okay. Wait, yeah, okay.
Wow, that is bright. Damn.
I respect your hustle a lot.
I'm like 99% sure Jonathan's going out, and I'm okay with that. I'm writing Tarowski just because that's who Jonathan thinks is going home, and I want people to think that Jonathan and I are on the same side right now. And I don't want anyone to know that I'm working with anyone on the other side, so.
Alright, I'll get the votes. Alright, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and they would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Alright, once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted off will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Jonathan.
Spelled it right, thank you.
Second vote. Tarowski. One vote Jonathan, one vote Tarowski. Third vote. Angela. One vote Jonathan, one vote Tarowski, one vote Angela. Fourth vote. Jonathan. Two votes Jonathan.
Added the H.
Two votes
That's
Jonathan,
right.
one vote Tarowski, one vote Angela. Tarowski. Two votes Jonathan, two votes Tarowski, one vote Angela. Angela. Two votes Jonathan, two votes Tarowski, two votes Angela.
2 votes left.
Jonathan.
Oh, I hate you.
3 votes Jonathan, 2 votes Tarowski, 2 votes Angela.
Johnny voted.
We have stupid idol. Are you crazy?
Second person voted out of Survivor Victor's Valiant. Jonathan. That's 4. That's enough.
At least that vote was spelled right.
Come grab your torch.
You're gonna win it. Oh,
Thanks.
it's my wine. Oh. Okay, I don't like you.
I love you too.
I hope you like my confessionals.
Alright, with that being said, you guys have lost 2 challenges, voted off 2 members, and things might be bleak. Keep strong. Try to not make it to tribal next week.
We'll try.
Alright, grab your stuff, head out.
Thanks.
Next time on Survivor. A last-minute tribal council change leaves the Alexes questioning the trio's loyalty.
And he basically played stupid. Fall's like, what is going on?
And Survivor Michigan's biggest challenge is about to be unleashed when the players least suspect it.
It wasn't me today. Gotta give it to them. I wish Angela the best. And if she doesn't win, then go Meza and screw everyone else in Neela. I definitely am happy with how I played. I'm definitely happy with the experience. And I just wish everyone the best. Thank you.